This is Dr. Natalie Wilson from Cal State San Marcos. As a professor of women's studies, I teach about issues related to gender and sexuality. As a techno-gadget junkie, I'm particularly interested in the news I'm about to share with you. The telegraph, a groundbreaking technology at the time of its invention in the 1800s, will be re-emerging as a key mode of communication. And not merely as yet another way to articulate across physical divides in our global tweet-saturated world, but, now this is key, as a gadget that will improve communication and the pleasure that usually only arises from bodily contact or physical touch. Picture this, the telegraph being used in a rather unconventional manner, yet one that will result in better emotional, intellectual, and sexual satisfaction. For you wordophiles and etymological enthusiasts, the term telegraph comes from the Greek words tele, meaning at a distance, and graphene, meaning to write. Imagine, if you will, two lovers. Let's say Misha Collins and Vicky Von Toch, for instance, or Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, or perhaps Dean Winchester and Castiel. Imagine if any of these very busy pairs could use electrical pulses to transmit long-distance messages, both physical and linguistic, to be in contact with lovers and others when work or show hosting or demon hunting prevents body-to-body contact. Now this gives pulse coding an entirely new meaning. The rhythmic tap-tap-tapping of Morse code will give us new ways to tap into our desires. But here is the really innovative component. Not only is this telegraph able to electronically stimulate from a distance, it also provides the ability to send linguistic messages to others during inter-body activity. Thus, the newfangled telegraph will not only provide stimulation across vast dimensions, say heaven and hell, but will also allow one to multitask, something crucial in our overscheduled, ultra-busy, threesome necessitating world. For example, this innovative telegraph would allow one to transmit the message, "Bring me some pie," along with an emotional response to overly long sideburns, admittedly a negative one. Moreover, the electrical pulses transmitted via this powerful new telegraph can be transmitted to an infinite number of recipients. Think of it like internet porn, only instead of primarily visual stimulation, this telegraph allows for physical, electrical, vibrational stimulation to an unlimited number of recipients, and does so in a way that is translatable into words. For example, while you might wish to favor one member on the same sensory journey you traverse, you might also wish to make it patently clear that the driver picks the music. Yes, that's right. Now you can say those things you once had to repetitively demand in code. Or, more pragmatically, you can remind your partner that he is still dressed in drag and may want to change before the in-laws show up. Or, perhaps you find yourself frequently communicating with a loved one that says, "I don't understand that reference." With the new telegraph, you can physically help others to understand what their identity, angel or otherwise, precludes them from comprehending. Yet another benefit of what I am terming LUST, linguistically uninhibited simulcast telegraph, is the positive reinforcement recipients receive. The euphoric feelings brought on by the arousal of the senses, joined with transmission of key messages one wishes their LUST recipients to know or remember, will usher in a new era of cognitive influence and sensual pleasure. Or, in other words, the ability to map ideas onto the brain, as well as inscribe sensory responses on the body. This LUST technology could of course have sinister implications, but we will leave those demons for someone else to hunt down and destroy. Perhaps a job for Bobby Singer. For now, let us focus on the fact that LUST holds out the promise of changing the ways in which we are able to communicate at a deep level, using electrical impulses to convey everything from sweet nothings to grocery lists, from sexual wishes to information about the best way to kill a hellhound. Let's hope the pleasure the LUST device provides will not result in pernicious propaganda and brainwashing, but in more progressive, emancipatory practices, perhaps even allowing for the world's first scavenger hunt objective transmitted via telegraph. Imagine that, if Misha Collins could use lust to transmit his 2014 GISHWHES list to his minions.